Hey, I'm Danny, aka Topless. I'm hiking the Pacific Crest Trail from Mexico to Canada. I'm at mile 1109, and I'm having technical difficulties today. um, Yesterday, I was at the top of a pass, and I turned my phone from airplane mode to regular to see if I could get a signal. I did, and in doing so, my gut hooks, which is the program I use to map out where I'm going, it instantly started to update. And it wasn't giving me any kind of a load bar or any kind of indication of what it was doing or how long it was going to take. And it was basically just draining my battery. So I stopped it, and that wasn't enough. And I had restarted my phone. Like I turned my phone off and turned it back on to get gut hooks to just stop and turn off because nothing would, it just kept running in the background. And now I have a gut hooks with no mile markers on it, which is wonderful. um, yeah, wonderful. So I know I'm at 1109, and I know that I'm going to Truckee, which is like 1150 ish. But yeah, I'm just a dot on a line with no actual information as far as to what mile marker I'm at and how far the next thing is. So it's gonna be a fun couple days. But I do like I said, I do know it's 1150 that I'm going to, and I'm at 1109. So that gives me what, like 20 or 21 today, and 20 or 21 tomorrow. So it's not that big of a deal. I've been doing 25s, so doing a 20 is going to be an easy day. I'm also having an issue where I don't know what the heck happened. My shoes have been absolutely amazing to me, but I took my shoe off like 3 days ago to shake out some dirt. And then as soon as I put it back on, and remember, my shoes don't have laces. My shoes have shock cord and like a tensioner. So I don't change the tightness of my laces ever. I slipped it off, shook out the sand, put it back on, and it hurt. And it's like, wait, what's going on here? Something about it was just wrong, just off. And so I've been messing with that shoe, like trying to tighten it or untighten it or whatever. And I've got blisters that are just getting worse and worse. I don't know what happened. It makes absolutely no sense. Yeah, it makes absolutely no sense. So now I've been hiking with like blisters for a couple days now, and they're not getting better. So I'm hoping I can find a solution for that in Truckee as well. That said, yeah, I did the best I could to kind of like dress it this morning as far as like the blisters and stuff. And we're just going to get up and go anyways, because that's how this works. So like I'm 10 miles in from where I was. Actually, no, I'm 17 miles in from where I was yesterday when I got on the trail or the trailhead at Echo Lake. And I could go back or I could go forward. So I'm going forward 2 days. So welcome to through hiking. All right, I want to take a moment to just revisit my gaiters and this tenacious tape. So I got brand new gaiters at Kennedy Meadows South at Triple Crown Outfitters at mile 700. And the reason I did was because they had big holes in them because of the way my shoes rub together. And it has to do with the way my shoes kind of flare out at the bottom. The tread ends up like rubbing across here when I walk. When I got a new pair, Jackie suggested taking the tenacious tape, putting a big giant square on each side to kind of protect the brand new material from getting a hole in it. So this, what we're looking at right here, this is 600 miles later. So I bought them, I put the tenacious tape on immediately before going anywhere. And you can see now, this used to be a square, but this was coming up, so I trimmed it. I did that on both sides. There we go. And what I'm seeing now is that here, it's rubbing through the tenacious tape. Over here, where it's peeled up a little bit and I cut it a little bit, it's starting to get like fuzzy. And when I looked on the inside, you can see that that spot is actually pulling this stretchy material apart. So because it's being held stiff on one side, when it stretches right up to the edge of where it's being held stiff, and now it's starting to separate. So I'm not 100% sure what my plan is here. I'm 2 days away from my next stop, so I might just leave these alone and then peel these off at my next stop and try to put more on. But they made it 600 miles. The gators don't have a hole in them, and we're starting to reach the point where now they're going to start to have a hole in them here and here. But I think if I hadn't done this, they would have had a hole in them hundreds of miles back. So yeah, so it's a step forward. I'm wondering next time if I might, when I put this on, instead of putting it on like a big rectangle like this, I'm thinking I might make it an even longer rectangle, like from the front all the way to the back. So when they touch, when they scuff each other, they're scuffing nowhere near the edges of the tape, because when the edge was here and here, they just kind of like just happen to just nick each other and slowly start lifting. So I think, yeah, next time I'm just gonna be a much bigger piece, which just seems ridiculous, but if it works, it works. I'm also surprised that these don't come with some kind of a patch of material here to begin with. It just seems like the perfect upgrade for this product. So anyways, that's just revisiting that. So my first obstacle today is that it's about noon and I haven't come across any running water, which is kind of annoying. I've gone about 11 miles, and thankfully I had a liter when I woke up this morning, so I've still got some water, but it's like every creek and stream I come across on the map is dry, or it's just got some standing ponds that look really nasty. So I actually just crossed paths with a couple of hikers going the other direction. They said there was some running water about a mile ahead, so that's kind of comforting. It's a weekend right now, it's Sunday. So yesterday and today I've been running into a lot of day hikers and weekend backpackers, which has been great for like little things like that. Like, hey, what's up ahead from your direction? Oh, and I also had Rudolph pass me, which I did not expect at all. I always figured he's like miles and miles ahead of me, but we saw him yesterday at the hostel. He was walking off to the beach with a case of beer and a friend, and I didn't even realize that not yesterday, day before, and I didn't realize that he caught a ride yesterday morning to the trailhead. So he said that I walked right past his camp last night, so he was expecting to see me today because he's quick. I kept pace with him for about a mile, and I was like, okay, later, buddy. So yeah, and if you don't remember Rudolph, he's the one that I met, let's see, when we did the aqueduct walk out of Hikertown. He did 20 miles to get to Hikertown, took a nap, like 2 hours, and then got up and did the 17-mile night hike with us. So he did 37 miles the day I met him. So yeah, he's a monster. He apparently played soccer all through college, so his legs are just ready for this. So yeah, anyways, I'll get you some footage of a water source because that'll be beautiful. Just got to have the tail end of lunch with Rudolph. That was pretty awesome. Talked to a couple of the random day hikers, and there's a Tahoe Pacific Rim or Tahoe Rim Trail, that's what it is. So I got to talk to a couple hikers doing that. Where's I going with this? Oh, I found out there might be a trailhead coming up, which means pit toilets and trash cans. Both those things are wonderful when you have neither for many days. And if you remember,
I discovered that I accidentally brought a bottle of champagne with me, and I'm really looking forward to dumping this bottle because it's heavy. So yeah, with a little luck, by the end of the day, I will not be carrying a champagne bottle. By the way, I drank the champagne, of course. Champagne bottles are just heavy, right? They're like extra thick because they're carbonated. So yeah. I realize I haven't given you any like shots of the view, because the view has basically been this, which is not like crazy gorgeous valleys or anything like that, but there's a lot of hiking in the shade, and that's been wonderful. So yeah, this is one of the few spots today where it's just been a little bit of sun on the trail. Oh, look at that. Just happened to be pulling up on a PCT marker. And there's the Tahoe Rim Trail logo. So I just got to the trailhead, and guess what? No garbage cans. I'm gonna be carrying this bottle another day. All right, I completely lucked out. You can see behind me, there's trail magic. Somebody showed up with beers and drinks and food and oranges, and they also have a trash bag, so they let me put my bottle in there. So I'm now 2 pounds lighter.
People standing like apart from each other and all just like on their phones, like taking video of it. It was like the most silent, eerie thing in the planet.
It was bad. It was like
Okay, so about hour and a half, 2 hours later, I'm walking away from the trail magic. I had no less than 2 beers, a soda, a coconut water, Pop-Tarts, a bunch of Sour Patch Kids. They actually gave me a Ziploc bag of Sour Patch Kids on the way out. And then there's muffins, and then I had like an orange and a bunch of tangerines, and oh yeah, so resupplied. So someone made a joke about they catered lunch. So now we're getting back on the trail. It's 4:30, and I'm looking at going, I don't know, another 5 or 10 miles maybe. I think I've already done, actually I just checked, I'm at 11:24, which means currently it's 26 miles to Truckee. So every mile I walk today is a mile I'm going to take off of walking for tomorrow. Also, I had a signal, which means I did get in touch with Alex and Kristen, and they're not going to be able to make it to Truckee. So that changes my whole strategy. So I'm going to be able to get into Truckee, resupply, and get back on the trail a lot faster, because I'm not going to be zeroing in Truckee, which is great, because I basically zeroed in South Lake Tahoe. So yeah, moving again. Here we go, back to the views. I just randomly found myself at the top of a pass. It's kind of nice. I was walking across the ridge, so I didn't have to come up the pass. So here's the other side. A few steps to the edge. This ridge is incredible. Look at that, that's the trail right there. This is the drop. It's amazing. The views just don't stop today. I've been walking on this ridge, and I've actually been skipping footage just because I felt like there's just too much of it. Check this out, right here is the trail. You can see it going way off across the front of that. Wow. These structures right here are the ski lifts to the Alpine Resort. So all of this that I've been hiking across, this is all the backside. Imagine all of this just covered with snow. It's a sign from one of the rides. All right, it's 8:30. I found the group that was all at the Trail Magic right here by the stream. It's about, yeah, I'm trying to think how far I am I think I'm at 11:35, which means tomorrow I'll have 15 miles. So that's pretty exciting.